Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about ACCA. I'm going to speak about why this event is being held online by the CFO. And that's what I'm going to speak about. I'm not going to speak about ACCA. So, what is ACCA? ACCA is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. The key words that I want you to pick is forward thinking. There's been a lot of talk about technology. There's been a lot of talk about what does the future hold? The new norm is here. So how do we move in the future? And ACCA is a global organization. So when you're a global organization, what do you do when you've got a 250,000 members, nearly 250,000 thousands of members, and then you've got over 500,000 future members? That's your pipeline. You're in 178 countries. What do you do with this network? This is what you do with the network. You become a force for good. Okay? So you look at the profession and you ask yourself, how can we build a better world? Accountants, all those that are logged in this session, we need to think, because we work in organization and we work for organization, how can we drive change? And how can we build a better world? Accountants are sitting at the table where we can drive change and help build a better world. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about accounting for a better world. And I'm going to ask an agenda for action for all the CFOs and the finance professionals that are in this session. So the first thing about it is we talk that we are a force for public good. We don't just exist as accountants, but we create opportunity. We create value in our organizations. We are thought leaders. We are a network. The CFO South Africa itself has brought us together as a network. We've super connected us to each other, organizations, different sectors. But what are we doing with this network? We must be a force for public good. And what does that mean? We must be a profession that is trusted and we uphold the highest standard of ethics. The next discussions that we're going to have about ethics, okay, has the CFO become the chief ethics officer. So we must, as a profession, be trusted to uphold the highest standard of ethics. The other thing that we do is, remember, we create, we protect, and we report value. So I'm asking CFOs, what are you doing to create that value? How are you protecting that value? And how are you reporting that value as well? This is a very crucial role because organizations nowadays are being asked, what value are you creating? The new generation, the Gen Z, are asking the same question. How are you creating? How are you protecting? How are you reporting value? I don't want to work for an organization that doesn't do that. But also, we must look at a single set of global standards. We must adhere to standards that can be applied. The world has become very open. So what do we do with that? We need a set of global standards. We're talking about sustainability standards. But we also need to look at inclusiveness, and we need to represent the profession, the wider society. Accounting sometimes feels like we're disconnected from society, but we need to be more inclusive and representing. And then we need to challenge and drive innovation and change. I've already spoken. So CFO, I'm asking, what are you doing to address the changes that we have in South Africa? Okay? How are you maximizing the opportunities and how are you driving innovation and change? Because this is what is expected when we say we act for the public good. So, what is the call to action? Because I can talk all these nice things and ask ACCA. ACCA has said all these nice things. What do I want? Our call to action is we need to create a skilled workforce. Okay? And a skilled workforce means that we're creating a skilled workforce for sustainable economies. So we need to create a pipeline of accountants that are going to take sustainability to be at the heart of organizations. One research that we did with the Gen Z, they said they don't trust business executives to make the right decision on sustainability. So what are we doing about sustainability? Brian Chiveri asked a question to say, is ESG just a fad? Is it something that we like talking about? How are we creating the right talent to enable organizations to implement ESG programs that are going to protect our environment? So we need to adopt a fair and inclusive education policies. So we need to speak to the policymakers to ensure that we have skills that are vital for the future. Because if we don't as accountants, our profession is going to suffer. We're not going to be the profession that we want. So we need to say, CFOs, before you leave here, financial professionals, before you leave here, ask yourself, what am I doing to create a skilled workforce in the organization that I work in? Okay? What am I doing in terms of sustainable economies? Okay? What am I doing? So developing skills doesn't mean just developing skills in finance. Are we developing skills in data analytics? Are we developing skills in treasury? There's so many aspects that would, but ask ourselves the question, what are we doing in terms of? So the report is available. I've just given you a synopsis. The report is available on our booth. You can visit our booth. It's downloadable there. There's also videos. But the question I'm asking you today is, are you accounting for the future as CFOs? And what are you doing to create a world that is inclusive and fair? Thanks.